Today's the big day. We are shooting the first episode of the mini-series called Rejection.
I love you, Michael.
Slide down 95. You get vibes every time I look into your eyes. I'm the man that you need all in your life. Be my young pretty thing, your body looking right. You only live one life, I'm trying to live tonight. Put you on some gangster shit, I'm trying to build my wife. Give you all this love, make you kryptonite. Got it, lazy.
So you get a exclusive behind-the-scenes look on how to shoot our scripted series. We just finished our first episode, and it was a success. I feel like it was good. Everybody else felt good about it. We started shooting. We got to the location at 2. We started shooting about 2:20. It wasn't much setup. It was just camera, tripod. We used natural light, and we got through it. And we finished shooting, I would say, roughly around 4 o'clock. So it was about roughly around hour and a half, 2 hours. So with that being said, I just want to go over my 5 takeaways from shooting, planned shoot with scripted lines and actors. These are my 5 takeaways doing it, and these are my first takeaways from episode 1 and what I would do to improve. Okay, so the first one I would say is location. Location is everything. You can go ahead and you can pick a location. So we chose, the first scene was a coffee shop. So we arrived to the first thing is make sure that you call them and you find out the hours of the operations of the place that you're shooting, and then also try to get permission. I'm not for permission. I'm always been, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. So I always preach that, but when you're dealing with people and their time, actors, behind the scene crews, extras, you always want to make sure that you have permission, so that way you're not looking like you don't know what you're doing. So that's first. Also, I would say when it comes to location, scout your location. Know what your scenes are going to be. Know where you're going to shoot, where you're going to angle, where you're going to position yourself, because that's important, because it saves time on the setup. Once you get there, you already know where you're going to be, where you're going to shoot, so you can just go ahead. The second thing I would say is make sure everyone's on time. That's very important, because once everybody's on time, then you can get everything that's going and it doesn't take too much time. The reason why I said you want to make sure everybody's on time is because one of our actors came late, and it ended up changing our whole scene because it started to rain. I live in South Florida. We live in South Florida. Rain could come at any moment. It was a bright sunny day, very hot, very humid, and within the hour rain came. And by the time he arrived, it was already raining. So if everyone's on time, that you avoid any mishaps, especially if you're in a space where there's customers, there's people in and out. You don't want to be there for hours on hours, just being in these people's space, especially if they're not charging you. But also, I would say it's just better for everybody, because now everybody's on time, everybody's ready to go, and it flows easier. That means setting them the location the night before, calling every single person and let them know, hey, we're going to be on this time and shooting is at this time, just to make sure everybody is on time, and then follow up in the morning. My third takeaway, which is quite interesting because I felt that it was going to be an issue, and my third takeaway is bring light, even if you don't think you're going to need it. I didn't think I was going to need it. It was a very bright sunny day. It was still bright when it got dark and started raining, but I would still suggest that you bring light, because there was the part where I was shooting towards the window. I saw nothing. It was very dark because I had to compensate for the exposure, and the foreground, the subject, was very dark. So I kind of had to balance it a bit, but I would definitely say if I brought a light, and I didn't bring one because I didn't want to bring too much and take up these people's time in their coffee shop, because I didn't scout the location, so I didn't know how much space I had to play with. But I could have brought a small handheld light, Falcon lights that are pretty powerful. I could have used that, but yeah, I would say make sure you just bring some type of light source, just in case, you never know. So that's my takeaway number 3. Takeaway number 4 for today's shoot is make sure your actors know what they are supposed to do. Again, that also saves people time, especially if you're not paying your actors. You want to make sure that they know what they're doing, so that way everything runs smoother. If your actor doesn't know what he's doing, it's hard for him to get into that character to continue acting it out, right? So it's good that you want to make sure that they know what they're doing. I sent them the script, but I should have followed up. I should have sent the script maybe a couple days ago. I sent it the day before, but I should have sent it a couple days ago, followed up with them, and made sure that they understood what their role was and what they're going to be doing. It did take away a little bit from it, but I think overall it did go smoothly. But I would definitely say make sure they know what they're supposed to be doing. The last and final tip I would say take away from today is have fun. The cast was very good. We all have a great rapport with each other, so it was very easy for us to have fun and have a blast. And I felt like we had a blast. I felt like it was very engaging. It was very fun. We tried some different things, and just have fun. Make the most of it. At the end of the day, if you're not paying them, you know what I'm saying, for me, I didn't want to be super anal, and I wanted to make sure that they had fun and they enjoyed it, so that way I could get them to come do it again for free. So yeah, I would say definitely make sure you have fun, and make sure they're having fun. Make sure everybody's having fun, and do your best. It's Leo here. See you in the next one.
I'm trying to build my wife. Give you all this love, make you kryptonite. Got that too lazy, this that kryptonite.